Hello statistics students, Mr. Cruzado here, and today's learning target is to write the equation of the least squares regression line giving a computer output. So if you look at this particular problem, it is from the 2001 AP exam, and we're only going to focus on part A. And part A says, using the computer output, determine the equation of the least squares regression line. It also says identify all variables used in the equation. So we want you to be able to read the chart. So when you read this chart, this is about windmills, you're always going to look at this column that says coefficient. And the second thing you're going to look at is this value constant and this value wind velocity. So we know y hat is equal to a plus bx. So when I look at the computer output, the coefficient of wind velocity is 0.240. That represents the slope. The coefficient of the constant is 0.137. That represents the y-intercept. So the equation here is y hat is equal to 0.137 plus the slope is 0.240 times x. And here, x is equal to the wind velocity, and y hat, you have to read the problem here in order to find what y hat represents. When you read the problem, you will see here the relationship between wind velocity in miles per hour and the electricity production in amps. So y hat represents the electric production in amps. So I'll say the number of amps. Let's take a look at another problem. So this is another AP problem. It's a 2006 AP Stats problem. And you can see you have a scatter plot, you have another computer output, and again the question is write the equation of the least squares regression line. So again, we want to look at the chart. We're going to look at the coefficient, and then here it says constant. So across from the constant is always going to be the y-intercept, and then here's the variable amount, and that's going to be the slope. The equation here, remember, is y hat is equal to a plus bx. So y hat is equal to the y-intercept, and I'm going to do color coding again, so negative 2.679. And then the slope is this 9.5, so plus 9.500x. Now it does ask you to define the variable, so we need to read the paragraph to define the variable. In this particular problem, since we are given a scatter plot, the x is the amount of detergent in grams, I just highlighted that in blue, and the y is the height in millimeters. You also could get that when you read the paragraph, so let's take a look at the paragraph. So if you read the paragraph, I highlighted the blue part. An amount of dish detergent was assigned at random to each pan. So there's the X. And that amount of detergent was added to the pan. Then the water in the dish pan was agitated for a set amount of time, and the height of the resulting suds was measured. Therefore, in the paragraph, you also see that. So X is the amount of detergent in grams, and y hat is the height in millimeters of the suds. So this video should be helpful for you to complete the homework.